Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about a rather older event, the Joker movie that came out a year ago, 2 years ago. And I wanted to showcase the similarities between the Joker and a historical figure. So when I was going into the movie, I had just thought of it as another in a long line of films that were just trying to shape the DC Extended Universe. So I didn't take any interest in the leaks or the news or the trailers or anything regarding the production. And I was stunned when I was watching that movie because that movie isn't something that you can just switch off your brain and watch passively. No, this was a movie that forced you to think and to have conversations about a lot of things ranging from social divide to mental illness.
When customers can't get in here because of the garbage situation.
I'm not out there long to smell it, but I think to look at it, it's terrible.
It don't affect me except for the very bad smell here. It's horrific.
It's a mess. I've been in this country for 50 years and I've never seen anything like it. What is this world coming to?
Put them in a room, let them sit there and talk till they get it over with. 24 hours, 48 hours, how long it takes.
The idea of the National Guard moving in and cleaning up is a good idea.
In other news, the building industry and landlords today expressed concern over the latest increase in heating oil prices. Renters in the metro area.
And these weren't obvious at first, and so it's easier for someone to look at the movie, look at the violence, and just take those aspects away. And so it was easier to get backlash from the movie because it was so gory and violent. This was the first time in any medium that the Joker has had a backstory, has had any sort of childhood told about himself. There was no comic book for the creator of this movie to work off on. So this allowed the director to have the creative freedom he needed to create a character that the audience felt was genuine, that had struggled. His upbringing allowed the audience to connect with the man and to see what he had gone through as a child. His mother, Penny Fleck, was a deranged, delusional woman. She believed that Arthur Fleck, Joker, was the son of a billionaire that she worked for 30 years ago, Thomas Wayne. Arthur finds this out by reading a hidden letter from Penny to Thomas Wayne. But he later discovers that this was a lie, that he was in fact adopted and physically abused as a child, which was the reason that he had the condition that he has today.
What, you think that's funny?
What I haven't seen anyone comparing this to is Adolf Hitler, the poster boy for heinous and evil acts committed. Allow me to emphasize this point. I am in no way justifying Hitler's actions or saying that he shouldn't be crucified for the rest of history for the pain he inflicted on so many people. Adolf Hitler is literally scum. There is nothing that can ever justify actions like that. But what I want people to take away from this video is that people aren't inherently evil. Our circumstances growing up, our circumstances throughout our lives have such an enormous impact on the person that we become. Hitler was no different. What Hitler went through in his youth was unimaginable. Long story short, Hitler's childhood was atrocious. His father was abusive, and after Adolf's older brother left when Adolf was 7, his father took all his anger on little Adolf. Due to these events, Adolf grew up hating his father and going against him at every opportunity that he had. And since his father was an Austrian politician, Adolf supported a unified Germany. By Adolf's late teens, he had lost his father, and more importantly, he lost his mother. He was extremely attached to his mother. The doctors at his mother's hospital said that he had never seen someone grieve so much at the loss of a parent. At the start of his 20s, with no parental support, Adolf bounced around multiple homeless shelters, street corners, until World War I, when he was recruited into the military and he found purpose and brothers. When World War I ended, Hitler was injured and he was in the hospital. When he learned that Germany had lost the war and surrendered, he was infuriated. He had seen that as a humiliating defeat caused by the nation's leaders. Shortly afterwards, he was recruited into a political party which was later renamed into the Nazi Party. He eventually became the leader, and the rest is history. I highly recommend watching this video if you want to learn more about Hitler's life. Hitler and Joker were similar in a lot of different ways. They were both attached to their mothers, and the loss of their mother was extremely impactful on their lives. When Hitler's mother died and when Arthur found out the truth about his mother.
Penny, your son was found tied to a radiator in your filthy apartment, malnourished with multiple bruises across his body and severe trauma to his head.
Both of their anger was fueled by their hatred towards their father. Adolf because his father had abused him, and Arthur, his idol, Mary Franklin, made fun of him.
Hey, one more, Bobby. Let's see one more. I love this guy.
It's funny. When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
They both had abusive parents. They were both outcasts by society, not given a second chance. But these monsters weren't born this way. They are case studies of how society can create monsters, how our neglect, actions, lack of responsibility towards others can affect other people. Hitler was the result of a perfect set of circumstances that befell him at the worst possible time. He was alone with no guidance when World War I started, and so serving his country was his only purpose. Losing the war made him seek revenge, and the sanctions put on Germany caused many militants to be enraged and furious at the government. Joker was a man who was disgusted by continuously being the butt of everyone's jokes, and so many people had grown to hate their own lives because of the rich and powerful that they were filled with hatred. The result of so much hatred in both Hitler and Joker's case was war. The scene where Joker stood on top of the car and looked down on everyone else clapping and cheering him on looks eerily similar to how Hitler stood in front of everyone and captivated them. Hitler and Joker are both terrible individuals who caused pain to so many people, one in a fictional world, one in our real world. Our takeaway from their lives, in my opinion, shouldn't be how awful they were, but instead it should be how our actions impact others, how our actions can shape other people, how we can change a person's future just by the way we act in our everyday lives. What I hope to get across with this video is that always be ready to help, always be ready to be compassionate, always be kind, most importantly, empathize with people. Because a lot of people are going through a lot of things that will not come to the surface. It's always better to see people in a good light. And I don't know how anybody else feels, but I don't want to be a part of a problematic society that creates the next Hitler or any type of monster for that matter. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of me, hit the subscribe button. If you dislike the video, let me know why in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.